What is up? Welcome back to another episode. Now, last time we were at Singapore, and in my opinion, I kind of showed why I was a strategic genius. In other words, a strategic god, as we were nowhere. We were quite a few seconds behind Alonso. We pitted earlier than everyone else, and we managed to win the race while having a 7-car train with Albon carrying the other train home. This time we're in Mexico. I believe a good race if I look here. Yes, P2, one of our actual fastest laps that we kind of deserved. I think it was wet last race. You can see I've got a little upgrades coming. I think everyone pitted last lap. Except I think Verstappen, who won the race. I can't really fully remember what happened in Mexico, but it's a decent track.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come.
As
some of them have failed quality control.
some of them,
what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
as thankfully there's a big enough gap to where we can do all 4 of these upgrades again. Now I do believe Power Unit Red Bull gave us some more. I believe it was durability, as you've seen there.
You're not
currently
in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select. As while you'll receive a claim for beating them, you'll lose a claim if you fail to do so.
Thanks, mate. As I do believe the one thing that is being affected is powertrain. So all upgrades will come in. Good. Marketing. I mean, might as well go with Charles Leclerc. He is our rival right now. Only makes sense. But we're not doing too bad. We're bringing in a lot of money, which is going to be good for next year. I just hope Nissan can remain the team's biggest sponsor, and that's why we've called it Nissan. We have 21 million. We should be able to keep the money. But we're not going to focus about that. We've got bigger jobs on our hands, like trying to win the drivers or constructors, because we still have a shout. But we need to see what happens during this qualifying session. Alright, it's time for qualifying, folks. We'll let every single car through, Hulkenberg through, all these guys. We're going to try and see if we can pick up a nice slipstream. We're going to see what we can do. But yeah, just something to keep updated with, just about this team. I've been having a little fight, obviously as the owner of this team and having Nissan as a major sponsor. We've had a little fight since practice. About the direction that this team's heading with Nissan, and Nissan are forcing me not to do practice programs to earn resource points, because the cost is getting a little bit too high for them. And they might have to start retaliating in a bad way. Just to keep the heads up, a little update with what's been going on. Something I don't want to, hear or have to say to you. And there have been rumors that Nissan are looking to pull out of the team for next season. So you're gonna kind of try and convince these guys to stay, which is not a nice thing, as we set 13-4, go P4. You just have to try and convince these guys to stay, and hopefully we do enough by winning the drivers. And it's qualifying time, folks. Second lap time even. I forget what time it is. It's time to try and see if we can get on pole position. The first lap wasn't the greatest, will admit. Hoping our second lap will be just as good. But yeah, let's see what we can do. Trying to be very aggressive. And actually, I haven't actually gained too much time. Quite worrying. Good lap. Little bit deep. Ah, too deep. We lose all. Oh, we were about to say it's been a brilliant lap. 4 attempts up, and we just make a mistake. That screws us over. So we're behind our championship rival. We're behind our teammate. Behind third place in the championship, most definitely being Fernando Alonso. Can Albon move higher than 6th? He's ahead of Verstappen. Good news. We're P8. Oh, we're P9. I don't want to look at it no more. I'm ashamed and embarrassed of what I just did. And we end up P11. The mistakes pile up once again. Or is that P13?
With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid line up for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Both Mercedes brought massive upgrades to this race, and it looks like it's already doing wonders. We're sitting 11th, 6 tenths off the pace. First time we've kind of been this far off in a while, and it's quite worrying. Where are we going to finish this race in? Well, let's hope we can somehow finish 1 place behind Leclerc and give us a decent chance of continuing this championship fight.
Grid for today's race. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Norris, Albon, Verstappen, Perez, Gasly, Goose, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Tsunoda, Sainz, Hulkenberg, Joe, Teo Pourchaire, Magnussen, Miney, Stroll, Ricciardo, and Logan Sargent. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me here today in the comment.
Okay, P10. Engine penalty for Carlos Sainz last time out means he has to take a grid penalty this race. But also, more news about certain drivers. Just like last season in a Sauber, another Sauber driver has retired, and to disappoint all Aussie fans, Ricciardo is hanging up his boots after Las Vegas. You know, he's always wanted to race in Las Vegas, so perfect way to go out. We're P10. Alternate strategy. We just have to hope we can do a good race today. Sainz is behind us. It's not the greatest start. And we're going to get jumped by 2 cars. 3 cars. We're going to go 3 wide. Brake later. Piastri, Ocon. We're able to stay ahead. Ocon's coming back. Gonna have to give the Frenchman space. Not a lot. And we stay in P10. Gasly and Perez fighting right ahead of us. We're still going to be side by side, and Leclerc's up to 2nd place, as we're now going to get held up by these two going side by side throughout the entire sector. We get Perez, but look how much time we've lost. We look to be gaining on Pierre Gasly a lot here. Puts himself in the middle. Try to see if we can get a switch back at all. No. I'm going to burn the ERS. Send it back to medium. We're going to send it down the inside. Force him to go onto the curb. We go around the outside. Slam the door shut. We're up to P8. But we have a mountain to climb if we want to catch people ahead of us. Go past their teammate there, but these tires feel awful. Like, look at the tire temps. The rears are above 110 almost at certain points of this track. It's diabolical. And just to show you I'm not kidding, I'm not trying to put on an act, like, the tire temps on the rears are really bad, and they're on max tire pressure. I don't know if lower tire pressure is better. We are some way off the pace. That one's not going to be overtaken by everyone. Unless his problem gets fixed. I'm now struggling to see if the mediums are going to be better. And it's just the hards that are overheating like hell. My car does not feel stable on these hards. These hards do not work around a track like this. Russell's in. We're boxing in because there's a big enough gap to us and our teammate. We don't speed. He's already passed. He's already out of his pit box before we even get there. Everyone who's pitted is in now. For Verstappen's just coming out ahead of us.
Alexander's coming in for his stop now.
Our championship rival is also just coming out just ahead of us. That train has meant we're ahead of Lewis Hamilton. And we're on mediums. And we make a mistake. And I think Hamilton also has DRS. Battling with our championship rival. Purple middle sector. Everything seems to be... The mediums are the fastest race tire. Yeah, because I'm braking on point now. So I chose the right way. Suffer the pain. Reap the rewards. Yeah, straight line speed. Leclerc goes to the inside. We're going the long way. Around the outside. Comfortably does it. We're not going to try and feed off to Max Verstappen. It's hopefully going to be in the same pose as Leclerc as he set purple sector 1. And is hopefully going to struggle a lot on these hards. That's probably why that wasn't working. 14.8. Fastest lap. We did lose the car a little bit. Bumping the tire temps a wee bit higher than I wanted. But we're going to do the same move to Verstappen as we did to Leclerc. Cut him off even more. Hitting the curves to try and get the car turning. Try and see if we can cool down these tyre temps in any way, shape or form. Would be ideal. Oh, hit the curb! No, no, no! Ah, Verstappen gets back through, but we do get the DRS. But why? Why risk it so much? .103 is now our rear left. 103 on medium tires. It's like it wants us to suffer. And we got past Verstappen again. But we have lost a second to Lando Norris. Not the greatest thing. No, are you kidding me? Our MGH is gone. Can't wait to speak to Nissan about this incident. I can't wait to speak to Nissan about this. Part of me thinks they decided they wanted to pull the plug and force me to retire. On our second mechanical fault in 3 races. Again, gonna pick up points, gonna beat Leclerc. Russell wins to Alonso to Norris.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Now the championship really is. Even if we win, I have to win, what, 2 wins, 2 fastest laps, and Leclerc has to finish second to tie. This retirement hurts so much more, as I think this retirement is properly the big ending. Which also means 67 points. We're mathematically in it. It's 88 points in the championship still remaining for constructors wise. But realistically, the constructors has ended. We've gotten second. Mercedes are third. 4th, 5th, and 6th are still going to be fought upon. But Ferrari's winning. I think that's pretty much guaranteed now. Unless somehow both Ferraris have mechanical failures. But considering that me and Albon have not finished in the top 2 together at all this season, I highly doubt we're actually going to win that race. Win that constructors race. And for the 3rd time in 4 races, is it now? This is getting very old. We now have our backs against the wall. We've now been uppercutted and punched by not only Leclerc being outstanding, but by our own team. With all this squabbling that we've had this week, part of me thinks they pulled the plug on us. So I'm going to have stern words with Nissan after this race to figure out what the hell is going on. But if you did enjoy this episode, leave a like. Probably is going to be shorter than the rest of them. I will apologize for that. There's nothing I can do when you're stuck in no man's land after 2 people fight. Yeah, so if you leave a like, that is wonderful. Helps these get out to everyone else. And until next time where we head to Portimao for the first time on this game, I really do hope it's a good race. And it is pretty much the biggest championship. It's pretty much the biggest race in this championship for us, as it could determine if we still have a chance in this Leclerc. The top three are still in the race. Fernando Alonso has kept himself in this title fight, but it's really down to me and Leclerc, and it could all end next race. But until that race appears, adios amigos, or however you say goodbye in Portuguese, and I'll see you next time.